Hey guys, so today I want to show you one of my favorite dishes that I've been cooking for a number of years. And this is my Moroccan-style braised chicken with lemons and olives. Now, I haven't been to Morocco, but it's one of the countries on my bucket list. But that doesn't mean that I haven't tried cooking Moroccan food at home. I've tried making preserved lemons in the past. I used to own a tagine and I would make tagines in the oven. But today I want to show you this version of the recipe where I use a cast iron braiser to get that same kind of result as you would using a clay tagine in the oven. Using a braiser like this will produce a really nice, tender, fall off the bone chicken that you'll simply love. So this Moroccan braised chicken dish is packed with flavor. There's a number of spices, including paprika, coriander, cumin, ginger, and cinnamon. Instead of using preserved lemons, I'm using Meyer lemons, and I think this will add a really nice sweet flavor. And I'm using Greek olives, and I think those add a really nice brininess to this recipe. So let's get started on this Moroccan-style braised chicken with lemons and olives. So I have my cast iron braiser heating on medium heat, and I'm gonna coat the bottom with a little bit of olive oil. And I'm gonna add my chicken thighs, which I've already salted and peppered. Skin side down because I want to get them nice and brown. And while the chicken is searing, I'm going to cut up my Meyer lemons. I'm going to cut off the ends first. And now I want to cut these up into wedges. And now if I see some seeds, then I definitely want to remove them because I want to be able to eat these lemons. I love Meyer lemons because they have this really nice, sweet, almost orangey flavor. Now I'm going to give the chicken thighs a flip. And now I'm going to remove the thighs to my bowl over here. And now I'm going to add my onions. And as always, I want to add a large pinch of salt to the onions. It'll help them break down. And as the onions let out their liquid, feel free to scrape up those nice browned chicken bits from the bottom of the braiser. And in this dish, I love cutting my onions into these long, thin, crescent type shapes. Because I think it's just more rustic that way. It kind of feels like something that you would get maybe if you're in a little restaurant in Morocco. Now I'm going to add the garlic. And you want to saute the garlic for about 1 minute until you can smell its wonderful fragrance. You don't really want to burn it or anything like that. Anyway, it's going to braise along with the chicken, so it'll get extremely soft, so there's no worry about cooking it through right now. And now I'm going to start adding my spices one at a time. I've got my coriander and my cumin, my ginger, paprika, and my cinnamon. And I want to toast this a little bit just to bring out the flavor more. It really wakes up the spices to toast it just a little bit in this hot pan. And now I'm going to pour in a little bit of water to pick up all the spices that have stuck to the bottom of the braiser. And this is where the scraping action can come into play again. This is your chance to work out any lumps, to scrape up all those little brown bits, to get the spices to really meld together. And now I'm going to start layering in the chicken. Add the juices. And I want to layer in these lemons. And now I'm going to take the rest of the water and just pour it on, almost enough to cover it, but not exactly, because the lemons are going to let out a lot of their juices, so this is going to become even more liquidy. In the end anyway, I will want to cook down some of this sauce because I want it to get it nice and thick, and that's when I'll add the olives. So for now, everything's ready and set so that I can cover it and then let it simmer for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm going to take down the heat so that it's on like a medium-low. I'll check on it halfway through and give the thighs a turn. The chicken thighs have been cooking for about a half hour, so I'm going to give them a turn to make sure that the other sides are getting as much attention as they need. And this is a good chance to just kind of nestle in the lemons a little more. And I'm going to add a little pepper here. I'll check the salt level later because of course I'm going to be adding the briny olives, and I'm going to be cooking the mixture down a little bit afterwards, so I don't want to salt it too much in advance. So I'm putting the cover back on and counting on another 20 to 30 minutes. My chicken has been cooking for about 45-50 minutes, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the thighs to this bowl. I want to cook down this sauce more along with the olives. And also, right over here, I have some water heating because I'm going to make some couscous to serve alongside this wonderful Moroccan stew. And I'm not going to season this with salt just yet because I want to taste it after I add the olives and after I've cooked it down. I'm raising the heat up a little bit so that I can start cooking it down. And the chicken's looking really pretty. It's taken on the color of the spices. And here I have a cup of pitted green olives, and I'm using like a Greek or an Italian variety. I would avoid using cocktail olives because that's not what you want in here. And my couscous water is all set. I'm going to shut this off completely. I'm going to add some coarse salt to this. Stir that around so it dissolves. And I'm going to add my couscous. So the ratio with this is 1 cup of water to 1 cup of couscous. And you don't have to cook couscous at all. It basically just absorbs the water. So just cover it and set it aside. And over here, I want to give this a stir. And this color is just so amazing. It's like this most beautiful terracotta. And you can see the lemons too have really softened nicely. The flesh has almost dissolved, but you still have the rind, which is going to be really flavorful. It's going to be, of course, a little bit bitter and a little bit tangy, but that's what you want in this dish. So now the stew part of our braised chicken has cooked down. The liquid has cooked down nicely. And I'm going to give it a good seasoning. So a good pinch of salt, some freshly ground black pepper, and I'm going to give it a stir, making sure to scrape down the sides. And I want to give it a little bit of a taste because I want to make sure that it's seasoned right. That's pretty good. I'm gonna add the chicken back in, let it warm a little bit, and I want to flip it around in the sauce too because I want it to get coated all over. So I've got my couscous here. Now the secret with couscous is you gotta fluff it with a fork. So you wanna run it through like this. It gets really compacted. Okay, I'm gonna give myself a serving of couscous. And now for the beautiful chicken. Let's see, I'm gonna take this thigh right here. I'll also take this little thigh over here. And I want some olives, of course. And some of the sauce. And here's our gorgeous Moroccan-style braised chicken with lemons and olives. I'm ready to dive in. I'm not going to wait any longer because I am so excited. Nice piece of thigh. It's so unctuous. I love the olives in it. Now I want to taste the lemon. The Meyer lemon is perfect in this. It has this really almost mandarin-like flavor. It's not that astringency that you would think that you would get with like a regular lemon. And when it comes to a stew like this, I love eating everything from the chicken, even the skin, because it just has such a good flavor. And the couscous is the perfect neutral flavor to balance out all these really pungent, really aromatic flavors. And this is such a perfect dish to serve, especially on one of those cold winter nights. I think you can bring a little bit of Morocco into your home with this dish. It's just so satisfying. You can feed a family of 4 to 6 with this pretty easily. So if you're looking for a recipe that can transport you to Morocco in the middle of winter per se, then I think this is it. So let me know what you think about the recipe, which you'll find linked in the description below. And thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.